Hey, what up, everybody? Hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. We're going to continue. This is part 5 of the Will Robots Take Over Everyone's Jobs? A short reaction. I want to take a minute and thank everyone that has shown a shorty support, that has been rocking out with a shorty, that's having patience with a shorty, and much more. I want to welcome everybody to the Riders for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. So here, when it comes to the podcast, we talk about it all. So for the past couple lives, we've been talking about, the robots, the AI, the artificial intelligence. We watched the whole Senate hearing on not a Senate hearing, committee hearing. I'm sorry, a committee hearing on how they plan on bringing the robots. The judges, the lawyers, how they came up with the idea, if they would benefit us, and much more. And once again, the question still stands to everybody: do y'all believe that robots, will take over a lot of people's jobs? Will it affect us? Well, robots taking over people's jobs. Let me put it like this. Will robots benefit mankind? That's my biggest question. Will robots benefit mankind? Then we jumped into the interview of Sophia Stewart, who is the original creator of the Terminator in the Matrix. So this is stuff that everybody could search on their own if y'all don't believe what a shorty is saying, and much more. So we're going to hop right into it. We was right in the middle of Sophia Stewart's interview with, I think, Domination. I'm going to see. Hold on one second. Damatrix Studio. Damatrix Studio. I hope I'm saying it right. So he had interviewed her, and we're going to, if we finish this interview before my class starts, we're going to hop into the Senate hearing. Then we're going to hop into another interview, but this looks like it's going to go into a part 6. So I appreciate everybody that's been here. I'm going to hop right into this live. I apologize if I'm taking long talking. I just want to update, a lot of people that probably are coming on new into the panel and much more. So let's get to it. So I took it back just like maybe 15 minutes on where we ended. I would say not even 15 minutes. I would say 5-10 minutes on where we ended on part 4. So like I told y'all, we all reacting together. I would love to hear y'all comments. Y'all comments really matter for a shorty. You never know if your comments could, help anybody in the near future, or, doesn't matter what the situation is, your comments could help the next person. We're here to build, guys. We're here. No judging, no coming at each other. We're here to build.
Whatever's in it in the courts, that's what's factual. Whatever's in it in the media, you can't use media stuff.
And remember, y'all, each one teach one, man. Like, listen, if we don't know nothing about our past, we don't know nothing about our history, how can we comprehend the present and the future? Let's make it make sense. So if y'all missed part 2, part 3, and part 4 of my lives, make sure that y'all check them out in order to understand part 5. Because if you have not checked out part 2, part 3, or part 4, you will not understand part 5. So I was trying to give a little description when I first started. Once again, I want to thank everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button if y'all choose to. Help a shorty get into the algorithm. Let's keep bringing awareness, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring the news. I'm here to bring awareness. Nothing more, nothing less. I give my reactions, my commentary, nothing more, nothing less. The rest is up to y'all. Y'all got a mind. Y'all can come up with, your own conclusions, your own perspectives, and your own opinions. We're not here to judge.
When you go into a court, they want expert witnesses because they know that stuff in the media is not viable. Well, Black people seem to think it is for some reason. They think that if they see something in the film credit, that, hey, that's real.
Hype travels fast, but great reputations travel slowly.
so-and-so got his name up there, so it must be real. He's in People magazine, so it must be real.
But Sophia,
Well,
do you believe that's a Black thing, or that's just the society that we live in, that we identify credit?
It is a Black thing. It is a Black thing because the white people who...
Hold on 1 second. I had to switch accounts real quick. So I'm on my main page now because I got my premium there. So my bad, I had to do that. I don't like showing a lot of my personal info, so I had to switch. So here we go. There won't be no commercials. I apologize.
I must say,
what it's all about in this whole earthly experience that you're having down here. It's not about convincing anybody. It's not trying to force somebody or lead some horse to the water to drink. It's all about seeking truth on your own, whether you want to hear it or not. It doesn't matter. You'll pick it up later on.
I must say, Sophia, you are amazing. You the way that you see words, and the way that you respect conversation is excuse me, not conversation, I'm saying that wrong. The way that you respect history and the way that you have the fortitude to see things to see the curve before turning it is amazing. And I'm just sitting here in awe that we're actually having this exchange, because I mean, a person like yourself that comes from the works that you have put forward is, I mean, I know you've already heard me say this because you're in the future, but I just want to give you your flowers and say thank you for even.
Did he just say you're in the future? Yo, I'm dead right now, yo. He said you in the future though? Like, is he already in the Matrix?
Allowing us to see, allowing our audience to get familiar with you, because without this medium, there's a lot of people that know about the Matrix, know about the Terminator, but they wouldn't be able to they wouldn't be able to pay the respect, right? That works better for you than credit, right? Wouldn't be able to pay the respect to you.
Let me tell you what works. Let me tell you what works for me. Instead of you telling me, let me just tell you what works. What worked for me is truth. I worship God. I don't worship man. I don't worship money. I don't worship people. I worship God and I worship the truth. And I would tell people like Kanye West, I'm not here to turn atheists into believers. I'm not here to lead you somewhere or be your leader, or to take sheep and lead them to slaughter, or whatever people do down here in hell. It has nothing to do with me. My job is to spread the message of.
She says the same thing I said. It feels, don't it? Like if y'all catch this replay, right? Or if y'all, just coming in, don't it feel like we already living in hell? It's one hell of a question to ask, but listen, I would love to hear an honest, answer to that. Like, it really does feel, but maybe I'm the only one.
God through the Matrix and Terminator. That's what I came to do. Just like Job, he got the job done. And so you need to understand my position and why I don't need any oculoids or need somebody to believe. I need people to seek the truth, because the Matrix and Terminator is to pull you out of bondage. For you to go out and seek the truth about your situation and what's being blinded before your eyes in the programs that you're in, and why you're plugged into these programs. Tell a vision, tell a lie with a
facts. We're in some type of Twilight Zone. Hey, listen, they already calling it the robot realm. So for anybody that missed, like I said, if you missed part 2, part 3, and part 4, you're not going to understand why I'm doing it like this. So I suggest y'all go catch part 2, part 3, and part 4 for those of y'all, that are coming in, because this does get a little confusing. We're talking about technology. We're talking about artificial intelligence. But what's crazy is this lady predicted all this way before computers were invented, way before the cell phone was invented. This is one of the ladies that had a vision and put it into a book, and then Hollywood came stole her idea and put it into a movie. And she got paid. She got a good listen. Check part 2, part 3, part 4, guys. Y'all catching the replay. Make sure y'all catch part 2, part 3, and part 4.
Television. Tell a lie with a vision. Television. And that's what the media do. Tell a lie with a vision. And they got you plugged into the programming, the billboards, the magazines, the newspapers, the radio, all kinds of stuff. And who does this media, who owns this media, is going to tell you what kind of message you're going to get. Now, it doesn't matter if some of the messages are truthful or some of them are not truthful. The whole deal about this.
Blessings, blessings, Blue, blessings, young Riaz. Yes, she's preaching right now. Yes, she is. Blessings to anybody that's hopping on the panel. Give me 1 second. I was just checking the chat real quick.
Experience in the matrix is you seeking the truth, not somebody validating it for you, not somebody trying to convince you or look at a screen credit and praise somebody over a screen credit, which is all fake, because in the film industry, everybody knows it's just like bargaining chip for money. Has nothing to do with the truth. But we do have the courts. And in the courts, we can only enter truth. And that's where history is read from. It is created and made from the courts, not from film credits. So I'm not seeking archaeologists. I'm seeking truth seekers. And they're listening to my voice. And they're going to go out there and they're going to do what they need to do to find out the truth. And the other ones, they can take the blue pill and go to sleep. And they can do like Cypher, know that they're not eating steak, but they're eating mush, and believe the lie and kill for the lie and prevent others from getting the truth.
It's like that new law that they passed, but guess what? They was already feeding us the shit. We the human guinea pigs and we don't even see it. Allegedly. Damn, I'm on the wrong StreamYard again. Damn, no rights reserved. Listen, I have no rights reserved to this video. Under copyright section 107, I am able to talk about this. This is my opinion. Everything I say or do does not reflect on the Writers for Life podcast or any member or any member of the Writers for Life podcast. So listen, she's not lying right here. Like a lot of us could put 2 and 2 together, yo. Real shit.
Okay, so let's open this up a little bit. I see we got a few people up here and a few people listening. I want us to begin to bring you guys up if you have any questions. So if you raise your hand respectfully, I'll bring you guys up. I want to start with Jessica. Jess, are you with us, Jess?
I'm here.
Hey, Jess.
Hey.
So, we have Sophia Stewart here. And, if you have any questions, I want you to respectfully, be able to ask those, sis.
Kind of piggyback. Hi, Sophia.
Yeah, hi, honey. How you doing?
I am well. I'm very much an honor to be able to have this moment with you, and thank you for everything you've given us thus far. Kind of piggybacking off of what you were just saying, because I am semi-familiar with the history behind you being the author and them stealing your works and recreating them into something that became this cult classic.
Damn, I was muted the whole time. Snap, snap. I do apologize. My bad. Let me say what I was saying again. I do apologize for pausing a lot. I don't have rights to this video. So, copyright, under copyright section, I am allowed to criticize it. I'm allowed to, talk, give my opinion, react to it, and much more. So if y'all see me pausing this video a lot, it's because I don't own rights to it. I try to get y'all to hear as much and then, try to pause it, give my little commentary as much as I can, and, let it keep playing. So I appreciate everybody that has patience. Damn, I didn't even know I had that pause. I had But blessings, Angel, blessings.
Classic franchise, for lack of better words.
Well,
And
they didn't
I want
recreate anything, sweetie, but they adapted it to the screen. So they didn't have to
True.
recreate, because recreating is when you take something old that's been out there and change Frankenstein movie around to another whole venture and try to take credit for it. Like Lil Nas did. When you take the Nike shoes that it was already invented, Nike, and you put some blood on it and you put some red dressing on it and some satanic stuff and you try to recreate it. That's what recreating
try to
is.
call it something else.
Yeah, and you're trying to call it something else when everybody knows it's a Nike, because Nike's been around forever.
So them taking and adapting your works into what everyone or the majority of people know now. I want to know, because you said you're a seer, a visioner, and so you got this vision and you were dedicated enough to put it into a format that other people could consume it. And then it was taken and they did what they did with it. What makes you still keep going to this day? Like, you were never defeated by this.
No, I was never defeated by it, and I continue to create. That's what all creators do. If the late Michael Jackson was alive, or the late Prince, they would continue to create their work. Everybody, Biggie, or everyone who has created anything. If Picasso was still alive, he'd be still painting Picassos.
Let me tell everybody, listen, just because you got an obstacle thrown your way doesn't mean that you give up. That obstacle thrown your way ain't nothing but a challenge, a test to prove, to see if you can make it. Some of us give up, and we shouldn't give up. It's just a little simple obstacle when it could seem like the biggest obstacle, but in reality, it's not. It's a real small obstacle. But you know what's the biggest challenge? Us, because at times we are our biggest enemies. We shouldn't quit. Don't ever give up if you see yourself come across a couple obstacles. Doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how little, just keep going. Don't quit.
Everybody continues their work, and I've written several books on Matrix and Terminator. And I don't know, but a lot of people out there are very familiar with me. They've already read my books. They already read the court cases, and they know what is going on here. And then, like he said, the guy earlier says, there's some people just waking up and they want to know, they're hungry for the truth. And they're going to get to it if that's what they're seeking.
And that's what I said on part 2, part 3, and part 4 of my lives. That's crazy, right? Because a lot of people don't know what's going on because they're just waking up. We've been programmed, whether it's by our grandparents, our parents, the television, social media, the influence out in the streets, whatever. We've been programmed, and we have to re-educate ourselves. We have to relearn everything that we've learned that was, like, how can I say it? It's put in the middle of between truths, facts, lies. How can I say it? It's just so much shit that we out here that we thought it was one thing, but when in reality it wasn't. We've been lied to our whole lives. The way we behave, we've been programmed to behave like this on some real shit. Pete, think about it. Take the time and analyze what I'm saying. Don't get mad at the shorty for what she's saying. Just think and take a minute and analyze what I'm saying. Listen to what she's saying. See, this is why I wanted to put this. I love the way she talks back. And I wish we had more old heads like this nowadays, and they don't exist. May they all rest in peace. Like, it's us. We have to re-educate ourselves. But what's crazy is that era, the artificial intelligence realm is here. The RoboCops are already in certain prisons. They already got the Robo Dogs. Like, come on. They already got certain restaurants. They have robots, artificial intelligence taking over. It's like they got the sex partners out here that are they look like, let's say, they feel and look like a real person. They're robots. They got the clones. Like, it's so much, and it's been here. We just been asleep. Those that woke up, shout out. For those of y'all that are still in bed, stay the fuck in bed. Wait for Morpheus to come around. He didn't ignore you. You just didn't pay him no mind the first time he came around.
That's what I was trying to tell him. And some things I'm going to answer. Some things is so redundant, it's below answering. They can go out and seek it. That's the way I
What do you
see it,
think are
being an author and a creator.
Facts, Angel.
what do you think are some good places for people to start researching and finding ways to find the truth?
Well, if you're looking for the truth, you just get the book. The book is everywhere. Amazon, Walmart on demand, Barnes and Noble on demand, Look Press. You know what I'm talking about? Why?
But like I said on part 4, the problem is that us in the urban community have gotten so lazy. People don't really like to read no more. In reality, they don't. They'll prefer to watch a movie before they read the book. Even if somebody told them there's a book out there, they don't care. They don't got time to pick that book. I ain't got time for that. That bores the shit out of me. I'll watch the movie instead. Like, come on, man. We know how half these motherfuckers out here are. Like, ain't no sugarcoating this shit. We're in the podcast. Let's talk about it.
My website, Truth About Matrix or matrixterminator.com. The first thing, if you want to know about truth, is you do like all reporters. What do reporters do? When they want to find out the truth, they go out and research. They
go out, research, investigate, get their data together. Then they put the news out. Journalists, bloggers, not all of them, but a lot of them are out there to put the truth, and a lot of them have risked their lives. A lot of them just want a payday, and they don't give a fuck if they put a truth or a lie.
Go research documents and paperwork, and they come to a conclusion. That's how you get at the truth on anything. You got to go research it. You can't just sit up here and listen to a couple of people or even listen to myself. I always tell people, you don't have to listen to me or believe anything I say. Go out and find out yourself. That way, nobody will ever lie to you. But if you're going to ask some questions.
Don't she sound like a shorty? Yo, don't just go by what I'm saying. Go out there, get y'all lazy asses off your mama's couch and go do your goddamn research. I ain't judging that nobody, but it's the facts, y'all. Get your ass off your mama's couch and go out there and do some research. See, there's a lot of people out here that lie, but then there's a lot of people out here with the facts. Instead of, coming off in a messed up manner, like, my bad. Listen to what somebody got to say. And then you do your research and you come up with your own conclusions. And you know who's telling the truth and then you know who's telling a lie. Real shit. But hey, this is my opinion. If anybody feels like, they got their own opinion to say, open panel. Whether you're in a chat or whether you hop on the panel and give your own opinion. But it's the truth. We have gotten so lazy that it's not even a joke. Half of us need to pop our mama's nipples out our mouths.
If Tesla was alive right now, you wouldn't be telling Tesla what you read about him on the internet or something. You would ask him questions because there are people that wrote about Tesla that never even met him, don't even know who he is or what he's accomplished. So this is a rare opportunity to be able to speak to a creator and an owner. Do you know how rare that is? That's very, very rare. And you want to ask some questions that you don't have to go and do some research and find the answer, or you know what I'm talking about, you can pick up a book and read it. You want to ask some questions that is very deep thinking questions.
So
sorry.
So based off this being a vision you saw, something you see coming to the future, do you think it's something that we can prevent or stop, or is this something that's inevitably going to happen?
What I wrote about in
before she starts, this shit fucks me up in the head because what's crazy is we've seen the movies. Those of y'all that read the books and seen the movies, y'all definitely know, and y'all were able to put 2 and 2 together because the movies show you a lot, yes. But when you pick up that book and you read them pages, you can use your imagination. But not just that, you can also do your own research. But the books are longer. See, a movie, everything is cut into an hour. Maybe the longest movie you'll see is probably 2 to 3 hours, right? But when you pick up a book, it has so many pages, right? It has chapters to it. You'll get a little more when something's written than when something's played out. But this is my opinion. And I've told this to a lot of people. This is how you learn. Everybody's like, oh, how you think? I don't know. And I'm not better than anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't think I'm smarter than anybody. What I do is I simply just put two and two together. I sit and put my research, and I shut the fuck up when I have to. Like, I'm not saying that everybody has to, but what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, I want to learn. I want to pass the knowledge. I don't want to sit here and pretend like I'm stupid knowing that I'm smart.
In 1981 at USC is what the world was going to look like. And when you read the book, you're going to say, oh my God, this is almost amazing that this book was written in 1981, the copyrights 81, 83, and 84, because I'm talking about what's going to happen in the future before it even happens. I'm talking about virtual reality, virtual penal system, virtual skateboards, hologram clones. Do you see what I'm talking about? That you're programmed, that you're plugged.
And she had this vision way before everything happened, before the hologram with Tupac, before his concert, before all that, before the movies, 3Ds, 4K TVs, the smart TVs, before all that, before the first wireless phone came out, before the cell phone came out, before the first computer came out, she had that vision.
Plugged in, that everything you see is questionable and that you're being lied to.
Do you feel like these are things that we're currently experiencing? I do, but I want to know.
Yeah,
if
you're experiencing. And when you read Matrix 4 Evolution, because see, the first book is The Matrix. The second.
Well, is she the only one that's noticed that is here that we've been? Listen, we've been here. The artificial intelligence has been here. I said this on part 2 and I said this on part 3. Smartphone TVs. I mean, smartphones, smart TVs, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 5G, 4G, 3G. We've been living in the middle of it. I've said on part 2, part 3, and part 4, I feel as though that the artificial intelligence will benefit us when it comes to the medical field, saving lives. It benefit us, when you got to do a podcast, when you're doing music. Listen, we need the beats, right? How do you think they make the beats when it comes to the music and stuff like that? Certain stuff like that, yes, okay. Watching movies and all that, but they're trying to take it further than that. They're trying to make cyborgs. They already got the clones. They already got the robots. Cyborgs are already here. Man, listen, I'm sorry, like, no rights reserved to this video. And what I am saying is just my opinion. Just my opinion. But at the end of the day, we all know we're in the middle of it already. It's here. It's here. What are you going to try to prevent now? If anything, what we need to do is come together more and try to avoid whatever is going to happen next. There was a great question that they asked on the committee meeting. Like, should we let this play out? Or should we stand up and do something? Or let the government handle it? Which one do y'all think? Let it play out? Get our asses up and get united and conquer and do something? Or let the government handle the situation? Because it's here. That part, there's no avoiding. But that's my opinion.
Reloaded, rebellion. And the third, the revolution. And the fourth, evolution. So when you read evolution, you're going to see all the new technology and all the stuff that's coming. How the iPad advances with the satellites. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Talking about the pandemic before it even got here. Do you see what I'm talking about? Talking about cars that are going to have voice recognition. Talking about there will be no more passports because it's going to be facial recognition. Drones, clones. I'm talking about all of that before it even came upon the earth.
And that's where we're at today.
That's right. And
you
won't know it until you read a book.
40 years ago?
Excuse me?
And that was 40 years ago that you, back in 81, right?
That's right, 1981. I'm talking about something that was going to happen. What you're experiencing right now, I talked about it in 1981, 40 years ago. That's what H.G. Wells' work was all about. That's what Tesla's work was all about. because he was talking about wireless light bulbs in 1936, sweetie. 1936. True. And you didn't see a wireless light bulb until many years later. You didn't see the CERN machine where it changes the weather, you know, and all this other stuff that Tesla created. You saw it 30, 40, 50 years later. And you're still seeing a lot of stuff he invented. Some of his patents are so phenomenal, so advanced in the future that the government can't even interpret it. Now, they can find somebody such as myself, somebody like me, a visionary, that I can come in there and explain it to them. Now, they're listening to my interviews because I'm talking about technology and stuff that's going to advance them or explain those patents that they got that they don't know how they work. When you see the wireless, look, when you see the wireless phones, when you see the towers like AT&T towers, when you see Sprint, Verizon, you're looking at those towers that Tesla created way back in the 30s and the 40s.
Boom. Clones were invented way back then, right? How about that? How about the robots? See, the only difference is the robots that were getting invented in the 80s and I think way before, they didn't have no skin. She predicted a fucking robot walking right side by side next to us with human, it looked like a human. And the only way that you could tell that this wasn't a human was if some way, somehow their skin got torn off. It's like, all right, like I said on part 3, imagine you walking down the street and you think that the person that just walked by you is a regular human, just like you, right? But out of nowhere, right, here comes this little, no, we're not going to say a water rat. That would be the Chihuahua, right? Not the Chihuahua. Here comes this big pit bull, right, that doesn't like this thing that's walking right next to you and just gives it a little bite in the ass and then tears off the, you know, piece of skin off with the jeans or whatever it's wearing. And then out of nowhere, you see like, damn, it's just nothing but a metal piece of thing back there. Like, how would you react? But we seen it before in the movies, right? Would you be shocked? Would you react like, oh shit, like, damn? Would you react like it's normal? So my whole thing is she predicted all this that's happening right now. And they said it was coming by 2024. They're saying that there's going to be another distraction by 2024. This is next year, right? Allegedly, let's say allegedly, because everything that I do say is my opinion and it does not reflect on the members of the Writers for Life podcast. So, like, what is the distraction that's going to imagine? Like, yo, it's going to be here. Just wait for it. The distraction is coming. So when y'all wake up next year or maybe by 2025 and y'all wake up in 2025 and they're saying, oh, here's another pandemic. And then out of nowhere, y'all wake up and, you know, y'all sitting next to fucking robots or clones and shit. Y'all know why the distraction happened. Allegedly.
And they're utilizing them right now. You're using the technology that this man was talking about in the 30s and the 40s.
Hell of a prediction.
That should be mind-boggling to you.
Can I ask you? All right, so I know we're just a little bit all over the place. You know, it's just a lot coming in from a lot of different places. We're bringing people up, and we want to, you know, have them, you know, ask them questions, you know, whatever. And if you feel comfortable, then fine. If you don't, we can move along. In 2013,
blessings real as blood. I'm over here stuttering like a mother. Blessings real as my bad. Blessings. How you doing?
Times Magazine published an article on their website, and they was talking about the case that went on between you and the suit for like 10 years or something to that
No,
extent.
it did not go on for no 10 years. That's an absolute lie. That's what I was trying to tell you, that when people get the book, they can read the actual cases in the book. I added it for prosperity so people can know they've been lied to on the internet. There is no court case went on for no 10 years. The first court case was filed a RICO case to put them in jail. RICO is a criminal case. Because what happened is the government violated my right to due process of the law. And when the
So for those of y'all that don't know about copyrights, she's about to explain it in how you could probably beat a copyright of your own. So please pay attention for future references, guys. Please make sure you hit that like.
the government violates my rights to due process of the my rights to due process of the law, they've also violated your rights. Because if they don't protect my copyright, they're not going to protect yours either. And they're the ones who violated me, because theft goes on all the time. The only difference with the theft with me is they stole billions of dollars. With other people, it's different amounts of money. So theft is theft. It ain't got nothing to do with the theft. It's about being brought to justice, and how people, mobsters and criminals pay to stay out of jail. And then they finally brought to justice maybe 20 or 30 years later, like Bernie Madoff, which just died in prison. He got 150 years, but he was stealing millions and billions of dollars. And these people was reporting it to the FBI the same way I was reporting criminal copyright infringement. Now that case got dismissed because, now wait a minute, stop. That case was filed in 2003. It got dismissed in 2005 because they sent 4 crooked law firms to help them get it dismissed so they wouldn't go to jail. Then I filed the second court case, 2007, and it lasted for 7 years. It was over in 2014, September 25th, and I won the court case, and the judge made rulings on it that they had used my work to create these films and that I was entitled to the damages. The third court case went in Nevada, where I tried to get them again on a criminal case, which I won in 2019, which they're hiding it under a fake case number and a fake judge that wasn't even a judge when I filed the lawsuit in 2018.
The injustice in America, huh?
Well,
3 court cases.
Sophia, I'm in agree. I see what you're saying, because a lot of what you're mentioning, I'm actually sitting here with it before me as we're speaking, and I just, I wonder with so many. All right, so there's a saying that goes something like, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Now that could be on that side, that could be on this side. So at what point all right, so you said the truth is in the book. What
I didn't say the truth was in the book. That
you,
came out of your mouth. I said people can read the court cases.
Somebody a moment ago said you asked Jessica just question, and she said, hey, where could they begin to find the truth? You said in your book. That's what you said.
She that's what anybody does when they seek the truth. They read documents. They go to the court and they read the documents. Wait a minute, stop it for a moment.
The reference point was the book, no?
I said the court.
See, that's what happens when 2 people over talk. Like, listen, man, 2 people could tangle together, and 2 people can have a conversation. You see where I'm coming from? But this is not talking. You're over talking. You're not. It's like you're trying to have a song with her. It's like you're trying to make a rap song with her, and it's not possible right now because it's a conversation. This is not a song. It's not a sing-along. Like, if you pause for 1 second and listen to her, then you would understand her side. It's like me hopping onto somebody's panel and just interrupting them every 2 to 3 seconds and not letting them get out one full word. And that's how misunderstandings occur. I'm coming. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming. All right, I'm going to play this right here. Let's finish listening.
Court documents were in the book. I said the court documents were in the book. And she said, well, did she begin to search for truth? She could go to the book because the court documents are there. And I said, that's where history is created. It is created from the courts, not from any film credits, not from any media stuff that you may read, because whoever owns the media owns your mind. They own your mind, and they can program your mind to doing whatever they want, and they can say anything they want that in the media, unless they're slandering or defaming you, which is called slander, defamation, which you can sue for.
And I 200% agree with that. I was just referencing the origin, because when you say, hey, she could go to the book, then that references that refers to what? That alludes to what? That the beginning of it would be in the book.
Well, there's some court docs that she may be able to find online. and she might go to the library into the archives, because that's where you also can find a lot of documents. When you go to the library, all she had to do was ask me, and cause since I work for the media, I can tell her where she can go and find stuff if she wants to do research.
Absolutely. I understand. We have a lot of people. We have Lord L up here. We have Ancient, and we want to get these guys questions. So respectfully, go for it, Lord. I know you've been patiently waiting. We want to give you some time to ask your question, King.
Peace to the room. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Greetings, Miss Sophia Stewart. My name is Lord L. I'm a media professional myself, but I mostly focus on the technical aspect and editing and animation, and I'm slowly starting to transition over to the writing and the creative side. My question to you is, knowing what you know now and the steps and the processes that you went through with the Wakasti, wherever they are now, um, what advice do you have for up and coming screenwriters? And if there's any steps that you would recommend based off of the process that you are currently going through
Well,
with your
I'm
work
not
right
currently
now?
going through anything. I've told people I've won. Just because you guys don't see it in the media, you can read.
Damn, my bad. I didn't even notice that I was on mute when I said that. Blessings, blessings, Miss April Showers. How you doing? I want to take a minute. I want to thank everybody that has shown a shorty support, that is showing a shorty support, that is rocking out with a shorty and has rocked out with a shorty. Like, I really appreciate y'all. I want to thank all of y'all for helping me bring awareness and much more.
The court docs. That's where, like I told you, all truth is found in the courts. The media, you're going to find a little bit because it depends on who owns the media. But this is the deal. If you don't stand up to protect those copyrights, it doesn't matter what kind of copyrights or what you have or what you do in this world. If you don't stand up for equal protection of the law and for your due process of the law, which is being violated now with Black people being killed, people being forced to take shots and everything, that's all it's going to do. As we go further and advance more into the future, all of your rights are going to be taken from you. Because if you don't stand up for any of your rights, then you ain't got a chance at all in the future, because that's what it's about. People taking your rights under the Constitution. That's what the big picture is. This is why I fought. It wasn't about the damages and the money, because you're going to get that all day long. It's about having equal protection under the law and under the Constitution, that our rights should never be violated, because God gave us these unalienable rights. We have the right to the pursuit of happiness. We have the right to decide what we want, whether it's good or bad for us or not. That is our free will. That is what our souls are about. And God won't even take these rights from us or our souls. So how dare man, who's as insignificant as the sand, come in and violate us?
So, in other words, you're saying just have a good entertainment lawyer to protect your rights.
No, I didn't have a good entertainment lawyer to protect my rights. I did it myself. And anyone can do it.
Okay.
You can win and wage wars against the machines. You can win and wage war against any enemy, as long as you got justice and truth behind you. You can win. That's what I'm saying. If you want to get a entertainment lawyer, they can be bought and sold out, depending on who you get. But remember that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to 21 keys. You have questions for Sophia Stewart?
Not at the moment. I'm just loving the conversation.
All right, wonderful. Ancient, how you doing, Ancient? Appreciate you being on stage with us. Hey, Ancient, can you hear us?
Yeah, reset your page. You're far away. You gotta either fix your mic or something. Come off your Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Sophia.
Yeah, Ancient, we're gonna come right back to you. The wait, Ancient, speak now. Do you sound a little better? All right, yeah, we'll come back to her. Joanna?
Yes. Hey, Sophia, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good
Thank you.
energy.
It's been a long, long time. We used to speak all the time when I was in California.
What's your name?
Monica Ioana.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I guess, once you you moved or something like that. But anyway, I would like to, reconnect with you, in this time that we're in.
Yes.
How would I get you? I tried to message you, but I sent out some information earlier today in regards to some information that I found where the pharmaceutical companies, their people were, talking about the vaccine, some leaked undercover interviews or whatever. So I sent it to a few people, and now I can't send anything.
Hold on 1 second. I don't want to skip this part, but snap, snap, snap. I've learned this is why I'm on my second strike on my main page. Like, I've literally got a second strike. Like, they won't take that strike. All right, so I'm praying. Everybody, cross your fingers with me. Let's hope she's not talking too much right here, this lady.
So
I'm sorry, Joanna. I'm sorry. Do you have a question for Sophia? Because
right?
there's others that have questions, and I just want to make sure we get to them.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to, make sure, Sophia, can you,
Yes,
message
listen.
me your contact?
Yeah, listen, just go to matrixterminator.com or truthaboutmatrix.com or Google Sophia Stewart, and it'll all come up. My contact information is on my website, my email. So get it, sophiastewart10@yahoo.com. But you can find it right on my website. So look under the contact on my website, truthaboutmatrix.com. And thank you for reconnecting, and I will answer your questions when you get in touch with me. There's a phone number and an email address. Okay?
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you.
Hey, Ancient, do you sound a little better? Can you come again?
Yes.
Yeah, you still sound distant, sweetheart. Oh no, Ancient. Yeah, you still sound distant. I'm so sorry.
I'm just getting back in front of. Oh no, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, it's very hard for us to hear you.
Try me again.
Yeah.
Log in out the app
Of the Matrix. So if you guys have questions, if you guys want to raise your hand, I'll bring you guys up. Angelique, I see your hand is raised. I tried bringing you up, but I don't think you're available. And
I had to forward a little bit because she was real like staticky, so I'm just hoping nobody talks about that goddamn, you know what happened during the pandemic.
we're talking about her book. We're talking about her book, and we're talking about just the origin of things, and it's going a lot of different ways, which I'm here for the ride because this is so entertaining to the point of. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I have a question. So, from your standpoint, and again, I'm a 21-year entrepreneur, Black entrepreneur. I got it from the mud. Like I started from scratch. A lot of the people that you hear speaking now are all information seekers, and really they're on the same side that you're on as far as the media, and they're not like against. We trying to raise up our people, so we all mentor younger youth and people under us now, and we have these conversations on Clubhouse and other platforms. So is there anything that you want us to receive from you without us asking a question that you can just set us straight so that we can just take it and go without us going back and forth about, having any type of discourse. Like, you just tell us what you want us to do, and we just gonna get it done.
Well, like I told you before, I'm not here to tell people what to do. I don't
want to ask any questions at this point now, because you're too deep for my questions right now. I just want you to let us know, and this is a videotape, and I'm gonna be putting these parts out. So whatever you want us to promote for you, this is gonna move around, and it's gonna help you do whatever you need. And if you say you don't need help, then fine. Then I'll just let people ask questions. I just want to give you the floor.
I would like for people to just ask me questions. That would be fine, because there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions, and they might come up with something totally different that I would love to hear.
So, all right, perfect. So let's try Ancient. Ancient, let's try it again.
Okay, can I go after Ancient, please?
Yeah.
Hi, Taja. Go ahead.
No, Ancient, you good. Go ahead, go. You better go.
No,
I was good.
Queen, I'll go after you. Okay, good. I want to know.
Yeah, you see, Ancient, you had your shot and you missed it. Ancient.
You guys had it right. So by the time grade school consistency downloads, I was writing since I was.
This is the saying that they say on Clubhouse, and this makes so much sense right now. You're definitely in the matrix.
Right. We trying to make.
Want me to get my question out.
Go for it right now, Ancient. Go for it right now.
What sparked your knowledge? What sparked you? What started you to have downloads and get this information?
I never got any downloads. I was writing since I was in the 7th grade, just like Venus and Serena playing tennis when they were in grade school like me, and Tiger Woods playing golf at 3 years old. In order to become a master at anything, you have to start young, like Michael Jordan and all of them. You have to start young and continue to do it. Consistency is the key to success. And without being consistent and
that's a fact, something that a lot of us adults are starting to learn now that we hit like our 30s, 40s, 50s. And what's crazy is even some of us adults that do learn decide to still act like fools.
Anything you do, you're never going to be successful. So me starting to write, and my teacher was from the college, because my grade school teacher got sick for an undetermined time, and they sent this college professor over to teach us English, because he was an English teacher, and he said, well, I don't got to teach y'all nothing about English, but I know about writing, so I'm going to teach you guys how to write. So by the time, I skipped high school, went into college, took the New York Regents, when I got the diploma, went into college. And once I did that, I was already a master writer. I had some of the most famous teachers to tell me this: Max Siegel, former journalist with the New York Times; Emile Capulia, an essay critic and author; Big Apple playwright Paul Cherry; and of course, my teacher, the producer Leon Roth over at USC, whose son Eric Roth, the screenwriter, who had already won an Oscar for Airport 79, and he wrote Forrest Gump. So I had these prolific white teachers and mentors who recognized my gift early on, and that I had a greater gift than theirs. And they told me, Max Siegel, that I would be much more famous and more wealthier than them, that I would have more greater success. But it wasn't getting any downloads. There were no downloads. Visionaries are people who can see, just like you can see how to create a house or a car or a chair or some shoes. But first you visualize it in the spiritual realm, and then you make it materialize in the physical realm. That's how all.
That's a fact, because there's no vision without a dream, and there's no dream without a vision. Real shit. Think about it. And for those of y'all that don't understand, listen, whenever I get an old head in here that has so much knowledge and wisdom and is willing to spread it, then I'll have them kind of break it down for y'all. Listen, where there's no dreams, there's no wisdom. Wisdom, you hear me? Yeah, it's crazy. But y'all get my point, though.
All creators operate.
And I said, yeah, I know I messed up. Without no vision, without no dream, there's no vision. And without no vision, there's no dream. So a lot of us really do have to start using our imagination for a lot of things. And I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm thinking about a cartoon. Ain't no animation, none of that. Like on some real shit. How do you think that people come up with the ideas with the houses? They have to vision it. Like some people, when they have creations of the food, they visioning something. They're putting an idea together. So
I'm not the mother of the matrix, a tagline. I am the creator and owner, and that is respect to me because I don't do music. I'm not a tagline. And you don't call owners taglines. You give them the respect of their craft.
Yes, I appreciate that. And the next
You're
question, I'm
welcome.
done. So you basically said that it was your writing ability and your visionary ability. So
Yeah, to be able to visualize
is that
something and to creatively write it. Because there are not a lot of creative writers. There are many writers out there, technical writers that write technical books. There are a lot of kind of screenwriters and all kinds, but all writers are not created equal. The most prized writer is the creative writer, because that creative writing is the most difficult writing of all writings, creative writing. And to be a master writer, that I can write any genre, I can write science fiction, which I've done, comedy, adventure, espionage, mystery. I can even listen to your story and write it. To be able to be that gifted, that is the gift itself. And being consistent in everything you do.
All right. What we may have to do with Ancient is just have her just back channel the question. Taja, you can go ahead because we're gonna get ready to start wrapping up. We got another 13 minutes till 5 to wrap up. So Taja, go ahead.
Okay, you were speaking about your family background, and so I wanted to delve a little bit more into that because my grandfather is from Portugal as well, and he was born with a veil, and so I want to bring it more, into the realm of where you wrote the books and where the visions and the imagination allowed you to be able to expand from, which is from your spiritual essence, and
yo, that's a great question. Because how did she come up with the idea? How did she come up with this vision way before all this is happening? It's like that adventures of Byron, like traveling back in time and stuff like that. Like if you go to Amazon, there's a book about Byron Trump going back in time. You know time travel and all that. Like how did they make these predictions before all this happened? It's like they're predicting our present right now in these books that were made before the 80s or in the early 80s. And I'm dead serious. Like this is crazy. This is creepy and freaky.
so I would like to just ask you a little bit more about that, your family background, what your spiritual raising was in that regard, and was it about just bringing in bringing a feeling to the table, or was it something that was beating within you to also push you forward to make this happen as well?
Well, I'm going to answer your question. Uh, like I told you, my grandmother had the gift of sight. And how do I know? Because my grandmother prophesied over me that when I was pregnant, married and pregnant, that if I didn't get the baby outside of me, that taken out, I was going to die. And I felt in her spirit that she was speaking the truth. And I went immediately and saw the doctor, and they told me, because I never carried like most people carry. I never have a big stomach or anything. I carry in the hips. So my doctor thought that I was only 5 months pregnant when I was actually 9 months, almost 10 months. And
Damn. Like, yo, that's crazy.
he was just looking
That must have been painful.
at the appearance of my body because I wasn't wearing any maternity clothes. You know what I'm talking about? Like most women have this big old stomach. And so I went and saw his partner, and he did a scan on me, ultra scan, And he told me, yeah, the baby has to come out because the umbilical cord was going to disappear. And without that feeding tube, the baby will die. That's why the umbilical cord is a feeding tube. And without that, you see what I'm saying? So I knew my grandmother was a shaman. I knew she had the gift, and I knew I had that same gift. So that's how it came about. Me having the gift coming from my grandmother, the gift of sight.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I believe we have Cha. Cha, tap in with us. We have Sophia Stewart up here. If you have any questions, please speak now, Queen. Cha, you with us? All right, Abdul, tap in with us, King. We'll come back to you, Cha.
Oh, what's the topic? My cousin just tagged me. So
all right. So I got you.
Oh shit! How you hop on a live not knowing the topic? That shit is crazy. Yo, I notice a lot of people do that. I wonder why people do that. Like they hop on lives not knowing what the topic is about.
We're having a conversation right now with Sophia Stewart. She's the originator of the Terminator in the Matrix book.
Okay.
So if you have any questions as it pertains to anything Terminator or Matrix or the Matrix related, feel free to ask a question. If not, we can move on, King. It's okay.
Oh no, the movies were great. So did you ever get compensated for that? I remember hearing about
Yes,
this
I
story
did.
years ago.
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
went in one pro se. I'm like a full-fledged attorney myself, and I do many laws. One of them contractual law, RICO law, which is criminal law, copyrights and trademark law. I'm prolific in any kind of law. I have a gift. So yes, I went after the 4 law firms, and Warner Brothers sent in several more law firms, one with over 100 attorneys, and they couldn't beat me because I'm 100 years ahead of them. Like Tesla, they wouldn't be able to beat somebody like that, because you got to realize they're operating on a different frequency than a visionary or a seer. And when you find people like that, they're polymaths, meaning that they're well versed in many math. They can crack codes like a beautiful mind, like the government use these people. So these people are well sought after because they can do and perform many things that common people cannot. So yes, I went after them, just like the Terminator, because I'm the one that created the Terminator. I'll be
Now,
back.
did you come in with this? Would you came in with a script, or you came in with a pitch?
It
or
was
an
a
idea?
book and a script, copyrighted book and script, 81, 83, 84. Way before any movie. Terminator came out October the 26th, 1984, released as a movie where people were buying it. And Matrix, March the 31st, 1999. So my book and my copyrights were already out there published and selling before the movie even came about, just like J.R. Tolkien's book, Lords of the Ring, was already out there selling before you saw the movie. Just like the Maze book was already out there selling before you saw the Maze movie. The book always comes before the movie and scripts. If you don't have a book and a script, you're not gonna have a movie, okay?
Right.
So we're gonna go to Cha Cha. Then I'm gonna ask a question, and then hold on, Cha. We're gonna go to Cha Cha. Then I'm gonna ask a question. Then we're gonna let you wrap it up, D. Okay? Go for it, Cha.
First, I would like to say and give much respect to you, Queen. I really
you.
appreciate your work and everything like that. You are heavily honored. So much so, we talk about your work all the time, especially dealing with current times that we are currently going through right now. I got 2 questions, and the first question is, when they was creating these movies, and you saw them for the first time, did you feel like they got it right? They got your
You good, Angel? You good?
vision right? They fully understood what you was trying to convey to
Well,
the
I'm
public?
gonna have you to answer that question yourself, because the first Matrix was adapted correctly, and I got the 4 Oscars. It won 4 Oscars. 2 and 3 was, they were trying to whitewash it. make it into white science fiction. It was garbage, and you already know it was garbage if you love the Matrix. Everybody knows the first Matrix got it right. The second and third, I had to make it into dreams because it was garbage and horrible. It had no spirituality, but they were still using my graphics, still using my logo, still using my characters and special effects and so forth. But they were trying to change the storyline to whitewash it and make like it came from a white mind instead of a black mind. And that's what they always been doing, is cheating black people.
Toma! Boom, bitches! Yo, for those out there that be like, it was Hollywood's movie. It's Hollywood's movie. The white boy made it. No, man, I've been saying it for years. Everybody that said that a shorty is crazy, that ain't nobody else make that movie but that bull that they didn't even know. I've been saying it to people. It's Sophia Stewart's movie. She is the main creator. She is. And because it was her story, she stood the fuck up and fought for it. Fought them copyrights and everything. They really tried to do her dirty. And she won. Same way that a lot of us would win if we do what we have to do. But we're too busy trying to impress. See, what they have put out for us, that agenda, we're falling into it. Not everybody, but shout out. But it's just, in general, the way listen, it's kind of hard. Like, I don't want people to misunderstand. Like I said, once again, let me just throw it in there. We're not here to judge. We're here to bring the news and to bring awareness. But it's crazy how people have been asleep and still sleep. And those that are woke and don't give a fuck, listen, I don't know. I suggest you need to go back to bed too. Because it's right here. They tell us the truth to our faces.
People out of that. Anything that's great, the Jews and the white wants to claim it. And the niggers, I'm going to call them niggers because niggers mean ignorance. That's all it means. Ignorant people come along and try to help them to take it from the true source that it come from. Sorry I have to say that, but
my bad, Angel. My bad. I didn't see that. Yeah, if you want to drop the link, what link? Yeah, and everybody can drop their links right there. I got Angel as a moderator, Young Riaz. Like, y'all can drop links if y'all wish to. Let's network, let's build, interact with each other, leave comments. Like I told y'all before, listen, y'all comments help us Shorty out. It also helps me with a lot of stuff that deals with my community and much more when we go to these government meetings out here. And, anybody else that will go out there to a government, you never know if your idea could benefit anybody out here. Could benefit not just me in these meetings, but anybody that's a leader in their community. So y'all more than welcome to interact. Blessings, Letitia. Blessings. How you doing? So yes, Angel, I would really love to, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. By the way, if y'all haven't checked them out, y'all can go check their pages out. Let me see right here who's on here in the chat. So far, I know Young Riaz has a page, Angel has a page, Uncle L has a page, Rellis has a page, Miss April Shower has a page, and Letitia Third Eye. So anybody that is watching me now, coming up, that's just coming into the live or catching the replay later on, everybody in this chat does have a page. So make sure that y'all check them out if y'all wish to. Hit that like button if you wish to. Hit that share button if you wish to. But I'm only asking so that y'all can help a Shorty get into that algorithm, and let's keep bringing awareness. Let's keep bringing the news. Let's talk about it. Y'all opinions matter. We're not here to judge. Once again, we're here to bring awareness. So I want to thank everybody that is showing a Shorty support. And y'all more than welcome. These are all open panels, whether y'all talk on the chat or y'all talk with a Shorty in the panel, on the panel, listen, man. Let's get back on topic. My bad.
It is absolutely the truth.
No, you
and
absolutely
I don't know why
correct.
Black people want to sabotage themselves, because this is the first time they're getting a science fiction with Black leadership where the white guys, the agents, are the bad guys. And in white science fiction, The white people are not the bad guys. They are the heroes saving the world. They are Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Iron Man, and Rocky saving the world. And there is no black leadership whatsoever, nor black people. And when they try to put a black leader into Star Wars, they really flipped out. So I don't even know why 3/4 of the earth is black people, and Matrix represent black leadership. When you look and see yourself on the screen, and it's not Black Panther, the African superhero for the African people that came so much later.
Okay, you had another question, Chuck?
Oh, just one more. I mean, I got two more, but I'm gonna just hit one more, and I think this is relevant, especially to creators. Do you feel like because we are, I mean, basically going through currently, especially with social media and all the technical places, we basically going through certain things, you know, we call bots and agents, people who, you know, infiltrate on people's posts and lives to disrupt the peace or the messaging. Because, you know, when I first stepped into this room, you was talking about how the media do manipulate.
That's crazy. Basically, to break it down, let's dumb it down a little bit. She's talking about trolls.
Things. So do you feel like our current life imitated your art, or your art imitated the life you was just like years ahead of time?
Yeah, it was like years ahead of time. And what's going on now, like God says, know thyself. It's right over the pyramids, because if you don't know who you are, where you're going and where you come from, you're going to be dead here, because that's all that's going to happen. And that's what
And I don't get tired of telling people, if you don't learn your history, listen, in order to understand your present and your future, you have to learn your history. You have to go out here and do your research, re-educate yourself, and re-educate our kids. These schools ain't teaching our kids the right stuff. If anything, they're teaching them what they want, and they're giving them an agenda. But that's my opinion, and that's allegedly. And I have to say it like this because I've learned from the past strikes. I'm trying to give a message. I'm trying to bring awareness. And in order to do that, I can't keep getting my channel straight. So I'm trying to work around it so that y'all can understand where I'm coming from. And it's crazy. Yes, in these movies, it speaks it all. But if y'all pick up the books, for those of y'all that haven't read it, it also speaks way more. Way more. The books came before the movie. And if y'all pick up the books and start doing your research, which, like, if y'all read a lot of the book, it'll also lead you to doing your research on ancient Egyptian time. So for those of y'all that don't know what that is, I urge y'all, go out there, Google it up, ancient Egyptian time. It talks about the hybrids and much more. She talked about it on part 3 or part 4 of my life. I'm not sure which one is it, but I know that while I was doing the reaction, she already had talked about it. Like, it's crazy because I've been saying this for the longest. And as y'all can see, I'm not the only one. And she's not taking no money for this. She just wants to give the knowledge. And she even told him, I don't want you to promote me. So see, I don't feel crazy when I tell people, look, I just want, everything to take its course. I'm not where I want to be. I'm where I have to be. For some reason, I'm good at when I'm speaking up for people. I'm good at, making a stand, being a leader. For some reason, I'm good at that. Did I pick it? No. But I'm where I'm supposed to be. I guess this is where God wants me to be. Because I'm really good being what everybody already calls me, a child advocate. I don't see myself as that. I just like giving. I like helping. For some reason, I've been like that since I was little. They used to yell at me for giving money to the homeless person in the corner, for giving food. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, we're not going to eat it. So why the hell can't this homeless person eat it? Why do you got to record yourself every time you give $100 to the homeless person in the corner that has no money, no shoes, that you know that is really homeless, that's not playing a scam or none of that? Because you could tell. It's kind of hard sometimes now because of this era, but when you really look at a person and their behavior and everything, you kind of tell, you can tell when they're acting and when they're not acting. But maybe that's me. Maybe I'm tripping. But like I said before, common sense isn't common sense no more. And logic isn't logic no more.
What happens, God says, my people die because of a lack of knowledge. And they die every day because of a lack of knowledge. They won't go out and research. There's no originator. It's only original work. There's no originator. There's no such word. There is only original work that makes billions of dollars, and everybody else is mimicking and copying. And that's why it doesn't make any money or make less money. But when you get the more original ideas and creativity that you come up with, and you turn it into a form and sell it, whether it's a hat, whether it's a story, whether it's a car, whatever, the more original that work is, the more money it's going to make. And when you copy off of people and mimic others, that's why people don't make that much money, and they don't really get major brands, because you want original work. That's what you should be doing out here, is coming up with original thought, original creativity, original things to create. It makes more money and it makes more sense. But don't help someone to take from you at all.
Right. Thank you for that, Cha. All right, so we're gonna go to Jay and then me, and then you can wrap it up, D. One more time. Go for it, Jay.
I just want to listen right now, if that's okay, please.
All right, cool. So I'll say this, right? So this conversation, respectfully, has already happened, right? And you're speaking, Sophia, you're speaking to us from the past because it's already happened, right? So, and knowing
I'm
the
not
way that you
speaking from the past. I'm speaking.
Well, okay, I just want to ask you.
I was gonna say, like, yo, man, what you want, some shrooms or something? Because this was in 2020. Well, yeah, absolutely. Right now it's in the past. But damn, I understand the context of past, present, and future. But shit, she right there with you, dude. She was just telling you and letting you know how is it that she had this vision, how she came about this story, this book, how she was able to put the pieces together and bring awareness to us way before it happened. So I'm sitting, I'm like, yo, I think he's really like mixing up the two. It's all right. Back to the Future.
Ask a question just really quickly, right? Because okay. I know you speak from a mindset of knowing that you're ahead of us. You're in the future or whatever. So my question is, when everything took place and you wrote the Terminator, the Matrix, when you wrote it, did you see and know that they would come for you and that they would turn your book into a movie? Did you see that?
Let me tell you, no one sees a theft coming. You don't see unless you just happen to look out and somebody was stealing your car. You don't see and look for a theft. That happens to each and every one of us. Somebody stealing your shoes and making you come out of them. Somebody stealing your girlfriend or your wife, or come on, or stealing your money. When theft take place, it just happened. Nobody looks and say, hey, you're gonna
right. Yo, he is really like, this nigga's really stuck on Back to the Future. Wrong movie, dude.
Steal my money. Are you gonna? Yeah, but my concentration was on giving the message. How God put it out was his job. That was the most important thing to me, was creating that message.
See, that's what I said. That's how I feel. Like, you could tell. I keep telling everybody, body behavior, body language. When you look into somebody's eyes, like if you see all her interviews, y'all will understand where I'm coming from. Like, you could tell when somebody's telling a lie, when somebody's pretending, when somebody's acting, unless you're behind a screen. Like when they got these avatars on half the damn time and you can't really, interact or something like that. But you could tell.
And putting it into a science fiction story, a little science fiction story that was so simple, they didn't recognize it, but it had huge consequences to changing the world and changing the film industry and how we see movies and how we do business, making billions, hundreds of millions of dollars into billions of dollars, which had never happened before. You kind of understand now? And no one knows what he's going to do with his gift until you actually take that gift, cultivate it, and put it out there and see what happens. Does that make sense to you?
No, it makes a world of sense. It makes a world of sense. Listen, Sophia, this has been a pleasure. You've been a delight. We send you nothing but warm wishes and healing light in every regard of life.
What is your name? What is your name?
My name is Broadway.
Broadway, I want to say something. I didn't come here to be a delight. And I'm never am. But there's a lot of people who will know I blow up people's show. I blew up Wu-Tang show and a lot of clubhouses, a lot of people, Judge Joe Brown show, a lot of them. I've been up against some of the best people to interview me, over 4,000 media interviews. Go into the media archive. I've done the Rolling Stone, Essence, Vibe, Source, Black Enterprise, Muslim, Final Call, Muhammad Speak. I've won numerous awards, Rosa Parks Award in NAACP, Jesse Jackson, all of these guys. And I tell you, I came not to be pleasant. I just came to deliver the truth. Like Morpheus said, I didn't say it was going to be easy. I just said it was going to be the truth. And a lot of people can't handle that. And I'm sorry for them, but I'm not going to.
That's a fact. Like Lil Boozy says, you can't handle the truth. Real shit. Yo, y'all see why I love that song from Lil Boozy? Like, listen, I know all the shit that's going on in the industry right now, but that one song, You Can't Handle the Truth from Lil Boozy, is nothing but truth, what he sings on there, y'all. If you haven't heard it, go check it out.
Like change, and it doesn't matter if they don't interview me, because there's 7 billion people out here, and every day I got nothing but interviews lined up and paid ones. Or sometimes I do unpaid ones. But it's fine. But the knowledge is going to get out there. That's without a doubt. Because I'm here to wake you up so you can stop being slaughtered.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here's why I view it as being a delight, right? Because this is your truth, and you're speaking your truth. You're speaking the truth.
I'm not speaking my truth. I'm speaking the truth.
Okay,
yeah, I don't. Nobody owns the truth.
All right, so
a lot of people can own lies, many lies, but they can't own the truth.
Yes, go on. I just want to say something, right? I'm saying it's a delight because you are here to be who you are, right? And we can't take away from that. We're not taking away from that. We're celebrating that, and because you're just being that, right?
Yo, I can't help but love the people that, you know what, stand for something and fall for nothing.
Sometimes in these rooms, in these interviews, it's very easy for people to be someone that they aren't. So yes, frankly speaking, it is a delight to interview and sit on a stage in a panel with someone as delightful as yourself, because you are unapologetically you. And that's nothing that's not anything anyone else can be. But when you come through and you shine it and you cut through so sharp, everyone has to respect that. So yes, frankly speaking, it is a delight, because so many times people come on this platform and you interview people and they aren't being a true self, and you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, so I'm not.
And that's a fact. Like, you can feel when somebody's real, you can feel when somebody's fake, yo. And ain't nothing better than being real. I tell that to everybody. I feel good being me. And if can't nobody accept me for me, then listen, there's the door. Just make sure the good Lord doesn't hit you. I mean, the doorknob doesn't hit you where the good Lord splits you. I was about to mess that whole phrase up. There's the door. Make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you where the good Lord splits you. Something my old heads used to always preach to me about. And I was trying to figure out, why do I have to say this to the people that, do this and do that to me? And I'm like, damn, like, okay, there's the door. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you where the good Lord split you. Now that I'm older, guess what? I don't give a fuck what you think about me, what I do or how I do it. As long as I'm respectful, as long as I do things with morals, I'm good. As long as I'm on the right side, I'm good. As long as I'm not on the bad side, I'm good. It took me forever to try to cross the sidewalk. And now that I know how to cross the sidewalk and I have a voice, there's no way in hell there's anybody shutting me up. That's why, yo, shout out. Sophia Stewart deserves all the roses while she's alive.
Here to agree with everything that you're saying. I'm not here to challenge everything you're saying.
No, I understand that.
Hold on, but let me just finish. What I am here to do is ask the questions, provide others, with the same respects, and allow us to.
Oh, Angel, we love you too.
Have an understanding of who we are towards one another, because an example that I often like to give: first impression, lasting impression. And if this is the first or last time we've ever all of us ever come into contact with, at bare minimum, I want them to know I was 100% me and you were 100% you. So we could rest on that and knowing that we were our authentic selves. I want to yield the mic to Damien, DWI Music, so that he could begin to close out. And yeah, just thank you so much, and thank you everyone for your questions. Thank you everyone for being able to articulate yourself. Thank you for the listeners, right? Because you guys sat here and listened to it all, and I'm just in awe about that. Thank you.
Well, I'm fine. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm sorry that I'm not what you expected, but
we didn't have no expectations.
Whoa. In respect, hold on. In respect to what you say, Sophia, that is not what I said. I didn't say.
No, I didn't say that. No, listen, I didn't.
But you
have
did.
Nothing to do. Whatever I'm saying has nothing to do with you. I speak for myself. I don't speak for others. I've done some really hard shows. I've done interviews with the late Dick Gregory, Jewel Pookrum, of course, Phil Valentine.
That's fine, Sophia, but now you're here with the Matrix, right?
And I'm telling you, yeah, a lot of people, and some of them are, I know Judge Mathis and all of them. And believe me, I get high.
Yeah, and Judge Mathis. I like Judge Joe Brown more, but Judge Mathis is not a joke either. But Judge Joe Brown to me is the man. So listen, man, Judge Joe Brown, that to me, he the man right there. Like he don't just talk about it. You see him right now in real life. Like he's even trying to be the mayor. I choose listen, they two great men, but I like Judge Joe Brown more. I don't know why.
Aculars from all of them, Common, all of the people, Jamie Foxx, all of them. They're big Matrix fans, Floyd Mayweather Jr., all of them. So
the irony of it is, Sophia,
because they love the Matrix and Terminator. That's all that matters to me. My work.
Sophia, the irony of it is after all of that, you're still sitting here with the Matrix.
No, I'm not sitting here with the Matrix
Studios.
I'm not sitting here with the Matrix. I'm unplugging the Matrix, okay? All right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm unplugging the Matrix.
Yo, listen. I thank you for sitting here for this 2 hours with us, Sophia. It's definitely been I'm not gonna use Broadway's words. For me, this was
peace, Abdul. Appreciate
just the fact that I'm able
All right. So that's the end of that interview. Hold on 1 second. Chill. That was one hell of an interview. Shout out to Sophia Stewart. And for those of y'all that didn't know her, now y'all know who she is. Like, y'all really thought this other dude, I be forgetting his name, was the creator of the Matrix and the Terminator. No. Like, she really, on this interview, spoke about the copyrights, about her winning that lawsuit. She also, in this interview, spoke about her owning herself, about her not being free slaves like the rest of us. She doesn't have a birth certificate like all of us do. So she doesn't have that little number, that the government runs us by. She's free. She owns herself just like Donald Trump. And that's crazy, right? For those people that be like, damn, how could she doesn't have a birth certificate? If y'all don't believe me, go do your research. It's crazy that this lady knew so much back then. Yes, robots existed back then. All that stuff existed back then. You see where I'm coming from? But what's crazy is they were just experimenting with the cloning and all that stuff, trying to make robots look like human beings and all that. Like, if you didn't watch the movies from Demolition Man all the way on down to you know, to the movies with Will Smith, like I Robot and I Am Legend. I think it is. No, is it? I am not. I Am Legend. Let's take that out. My bad. I know it's I Robot, another movie that Will Smith did. But there's a whole bunch of movies. Terminator and The Matrix. Now y'all know that it's one saga. It's not two sagas. It's not two. I mean, two separate stories. It's all in one. It's all one story. That's how she made it. So unless you watch Terminator 1 and then Matrix 1, Terminator 2 and then Matrix 2, you're not going to really understand these movies. And like she said, you can't understand the Matrix without the Terminator, and you can't understand the Terminator without the Matrix. That's what's crazy. Yep. She was born before birth certificates were created, I think. She doesn't have a birth certificate. Her whole story is out there, yo. Like, it's crazy. I love all her interviews, regardless of anything. I love a strong woman that can stand for herself. Like, she is strong, independent, a free thinker. Like, and she's right. If a lot of us really start picking up the books and start learning our history, and I've been saying this time after time, I'm only 33. I'm about to be 34 on the 19th of August. Like, and I've been doing this. It's just that I needed to learn how to stop acting so, crazy and ratchet. And in my opinion, I believe we get that behavior, that character from our parents. For some reason, we have to really, like I keep telling everybody, we have to re-educate ourselves. The only people I know who BC are immigrants, homemade birth babies, and those born before BC birth certificates were created. Yeah, she says it in her interview. She was born before the birth certificates. She's free. But there's a way now, like I wish I knew how, and I wish somebody would put their whole story down that you could, be free, not just a free slave. There's plenty of people that talked about it, but you know what's crazy? I think I did a live on it, and you was also a part. I'm not sure if you was there, Letitia, but I think I did a live. But there's plenty of people that have also shown how, not shown, I'm not going to say shown, they've talked about the steps on how to owning yourself, how not to have a social security or a social security or birth certificate or any of the stuff that makes the government own you. So they go step by step. The only question that I have for them is, can we see the results? Like, did y'all accomplish it? Like, for those of y'all that started this years ago, like, because people have been doing this since, I think I saw the first video way before I had my first son. Real shit. So I must have been like 15, 14. So now that I'm older, I'm hearing a lot more people talk about it. There's some truth to it, but can we see the results? I mean, I just want to see some results so that we could know that at least we could try to at least take that risk. How can you take a risk that you don't know if you can really take it or not? Like, you see where I'm coming from? Like, I don't know if y'all understand me. Like, it's crazy. But while I got the time, I want to start this Senate hearing, and I want y'all to hear it. This happened this year, 2023. Like I said, y'all heard the committee. The committee. It's a big difference between the committee, the Senate, and all that. It's a big difference. Now, this is a Senate meeting that occurred, and I'm gonna give y'all the date as soon as I get back to the video. Let me see. Stop my camera. I'm not inviting nobody. Hold on. Make sure. Plus, the link, if anybody wants to hop on, is already pinned. All right, so this is the Senate hearing, and they're talking about would artificial intelligent robots benefit mankind, and they're trying to approve these. These are trials. After watching a couple of these, I put two and two together. These are not meetings. These are trials. They're actually in court. I'm not stupid, but allegedly, shorty, don't mess up. You're doing good on this channel. Don't get a strike down again. So we're going to take the time and listen to what they got to say. And what really made me put two and two together was how on the last meeting, they kept saying trial, testify, witness. So I'm like, yo, these are not meetings. Y'all make it seem like meetings, but they're trials. Y'all just trying to play us as the audience. You got to really listen to them.
A Senate Judiciary Subcommittee hears testimony on artificial intelligence being subjected to government regulation and oversight. During the hearing, lawmakers questioned technology experts about AI's potential role in national security, election manipulation, and labor exploitation.
Just for safety, I have no rights reserved to this video under copyright law section 107. I am only doing a commentary. This is a reaction. And I am titled, Everything That I Say or Do Not Reflect the Members of the Writers for Life podcast in any way. Everything that I say is my opinion and is allegedly. So let's talk about it, guys.
And Technology Subcommittee will come to order. Thank you to our three witnesses for being here. I know you've come a long distance, and to the ranking member, Senator Hawley, for being here as well on a day when many of us are flying back. I got off a plane about, I think, less than an hour ago, so forgive me for being a little bit late. I know many of you have flown in as well, and thank you to all of our audience, and many are outside the hearing room. Some of you may recall at the last hearing, I began with a voice, not my voice, although it sounded exactly like mine because it was taken from floor speeches, and an introduction, not my words, but concocted by Chat GPT, that actually mesmerized and deeply frightened a lot of people who saw and heard it. The opening today, my opening at least, is not going to be as dramatic. But the fears that I heard as I went back to Connecticut, and also heard from people around the country, were supported by that kind of voice impersonation and content creation. And what I have heard.
Blessings to Mill Ticket. Blessings. Damn, y'all. Mill Ticket, if you can, leave your link right there. Yo, I urge y'all to go check out the Mill Ticket, guys. My bad. I didn't mean to pause it like that, but listen, I just love the Mill Tickets channel. Go check him out.
Again and again and again. And the word that has been used so repeatedly is scary. Scary when it comes to artificial intelligence. And as much as I may tell people, you know, there's enormous good here, potential for benefits in curing diseases, helping to solve climate change, workplace efficiency. What rivets their attention is the science fiction image of an intelligence device out of control, autonomous, self-replicating, potentially creating diseases, pandemic grade viruses, or other kinds of evils purposely engineered by people, or simply the result of mistakes, not malign intention. And frankly, the nightmares are reinforced in a way by the testimony that I've read from each of you. In no way, disparagingly, do I say that those fears are reinforced, because I think you have provided objective, fact-based views on what the dangers are and the risks, and potentially even human extinction, an existential threat, which has been mentioned by many more than just the three of you, experts who know know firsthand the potential for harm. But these fears need to be addressed, and I think can be addressed through many of the suggestions that you are making to us and others as well. I've come to the conclusion that we...
Damn, I ain't noticed that my mic was muted. My bad, my bad. All right, y'all. For anybody that catches the replay, anybody in the chat, or anybody that does, that's coming into the room, into the panel just now, like, listen, do y'all believe that robots will be the end of mankind? Do y'all believe that mankind will be extinct because of robots? Do y'all believe that robots would take over everybody's jobs now that they're coming in? Like, should we fear them? Hold on one second. Let's let him talk.
Need some kind of regulatory agency, but not just a reactive body, not just a passive rules of the road maker, edicts on what guardrails should be, but actually investing proactively in research so that we develop countermeasures against the kind of autonomous, out of control scenarios that are potential dangers. An artificial intelligence device that is in effect programmed to resist any turning off. A decision by AI to begin nuclear reaction to a non-existent attack. The White House certainly has recognized the urgency with a historic meeting of the 7 major companies, which made 8 profoundly significant commitments. And I commend and thank the President of the United States for recognizing the need to act. But we all know, and you have pointed out in your testimony, that
yeah, it kind of does. It's kind of reminding like the iRobot, like, and it's crazy because these trials right here is them trying to make it legit, them trying to make it legal, them trying to make it like, all right, it's cool, trying to get everybody like, yo, we need this. But I asked on live part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. I mean part 4. This is part 5 of the lives. Do y'all believe that robots will benefit mankind? Me, in my opinion, I feel as though they will benefit, like when it comes to music, movies, the medical field and stuff like that. But when it comes to, having a robot in your home or trying to have a robot as a sex partner, like they already got the sex robots out here. I've been saying that shit. For those that be like, oh, it's coming. No, it's not coming. It's here. It's here. It's not coming. Don't keep sitting down waiting. It's here. It's time for everybody to get up and get our shit together. So here's the biggest question. Somebody asked us on the comedian meeting on part 2. That I was watching that. I was reacting to it on part 2. Like, should we get up and do something about this? Or should we wait for the government to do something? Or do we wait and see what happens? Because it's up to us. In reality, we got only those 3 options. And everybody knows what my opinion is. Facts. It will benefit to a certain extent. And I've been saying that. Like, what they want to do with these robots is way beyond than what the people think. See, certain people think they want to do certain things with these, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I've learned from the last time. I'm not trying to get straight. So, like, we could all put 2 and 2 together. Y'all watch Terminator, y'all watch Matrix. And if y'all watch Terminator 1, I think she said, no, the Matrix 1, it kind of explains it because it's really like they were on point with it with her book. Like, we've been warned about all this. Crazy part is, how many of us can handle it? How many of us can deal with it? It's here. Is y'all ready for it?
these commitments are unspecific and uninformed.
Oh, and my bad. Before I keep letting him talk, like I asked on part 2, part 3, and part 4, how would y'all feel if y'all was prosecuted by a judge as a robot, sentenced by 12 juror robots, and defended by a robot that is, by a lawyer that is a robot? What would y'all, how would y'all feel? Would y'all like it? How would y'all react? What would you be your first thought if y'all was to wake up tomorrow and that's how the world was? Like real shit.
Forcible. A number of them on the most serious issues say that they will give attention to the problem. All good, but it's only a start. And I know the doubters about Congress and about our ability to act. But the urgency here demands action. The future is not science fiction or fantasy. It's not even the future. It's here and now. And a number of you have put the timeline at 2 years before we see some of the biological most severe dangers. It may be shorter because the kinds of pace of development is not only stunningly fast, it is also accelerated at a stunning pace because of the quantity of chips, the speed of chips, the effectiveness of algorithms. It is an inexorable flow of development. We can condemn it, we can regret it, but it is real. And the White House's principles actually align with a lot of what we have said among us in Congress and notably in the last hearing that we held. We're here now because AI is already having a significant impact on our economy, safety, and democracy. The dangers are not just extinction, but loss of jobs.
And we spoke about that on part 4. Like, what's going to happen when y'all wake up tomorrow and all y'all jobs are replaced? Should we be concerned about having these robots? Should we not be concerned? Should we stand up and do something, or should we let this play out?
Potentially the worst nightmares that we have. Each day, these issues are more common, more serious, and more difficult to solve. And we can't repeat the mistakes that we made on social media, which was to delay and disregard the dangers. So the goal for this hearing is to lay the ground for legislation, to go from general principles to specific recommendations, to use this hearing to write real laws, enforceable laws.
Then I tell y'all, see, I'm reacting to this video the same way that I was with the other one. And I haven't watched this video. I watched the other one before I showed it to y'all. This one I didn't really watch at all. Like, I'm really watching this with y'all. Like, I saw a clip on it. This is how I found this video, because there was a clip on TikTok. So it drew my attention on the little portion that they had. So here we are watching this video today, and I knew it. This is a trial. They're trying to pass. Trying to make it all legal. It's not legal yet to have these robots, all these, these clones and all that out here in these streets. They're trying to make it so that, they could be out here, that we could have it. Like, but the question is why? For what? What is y'all agenda? And I'm not saying his, because it looks like he's against it. But if y'all watch part 2, y'all will see the guy, part 2 and part 3, y'all will see the people that are with it. Even on part half of part 3 has it too. Of the committee meeting. It's crazy how many people are with this, and they're all up there with money. So don't be surprised if in 2025 y'all wake up and there's a distraction. The next day after that distraction, oh shit, we're being taken over like an iRobot.
In our past 2 hearings, we heard from panelists that Section 230, the legal shield that protects social media, should not apply to AI. Based on that feedback, Senator Hawley and I introduced the No Section 230 Immunity for AI Act. Building on our previous hearing, I think there are core standards that we are building bipartisan consensus around. And I welcome hearing from many others on these potential rules, establishing a licensing regime for companies that are engaged in high-risk AI development, a testing and auditing regimen by objective third parties, or by, preferably, the new entity that we will establish, imposing legal limits on certain uses related to elections.
Blessings, blessings, perpetuals. Damn. Blessings. I didn't say damn because of you, perpetual, because of what he just said. Blessings, Big Sis. How you doing? My bad. Like, damn, like this guy, yo, you see what's crazy? I've been talking about this for a minute. Yo, them distractions we've been seeing. Are y'all waking up? We've been seeing, like, a lot of people been saying, yo, these distractions is deeper than what they're telling us. It's deeper. The subs, the missing kids, all this stuff that's going on. And I'm not saying the missing kids are a distraction. I'm saying that certain cases are not real cases. And while the real kids are going missing, they're ignoring that. So it's so many distractions around us that, boom, what is it? Unless you're watching these type of meetings, people get bored watching this. And I know they do. But at the end of the day, listen, this boredom gives you that knowledge that you need to know how to hold yourself.
Senator Klobuchar has raised this danger directly related to nuclear warfare. China apparently agrees that AI should not govern the use of nuclear warfare, requiring transparency about the limits and use of AI models. This includes watermarking, labeling, disclosure when AI is being used, and data access for researchers. So I appreciate the commitments that have been made by Anthropic, OpenAI, and others at the White House related to security testing and transparency last week. It shows these goals are achievable and that they will not stifle innovation, which has to be an objective, avoid stifling innovation. And we need to be creative about the kind of agency or entity, the body or administration. It can be called administration. And
Facts, you can't stay distracted. They use a lot of celebrities for these distractions too. So we need to really wake up. And I give my roses out to Ice Cube, because out of a lot of celebrities, artists, musicians, I can't say that word right, lyricists, and much more, Ice Cube is not scared to speak the truth. Yo, so I give it to him. Yo, he hasn't been bought. Out of all these other celebrities and much more, I gotta give it to Ice Cube. That's why y'all hear me speak a lot on him. And my prayers go his way too. Real shit. I pray for everybody that exposes the truth. And listen, because it's so many people that bring them down for doing this. And I don't want to hear that shit. That's irrelevant. I ain't got nothing to do with me. But in reality, it has everything to do with us. So instead of shutting them people that are bringing us the truth and are exposing it and listening to the distractions, we need to get our shit together, because it's us in the urban community.
in office, I think the language is less important than its real enforcement power and the resources invested in it. We are really lucky, very, very fortunate to be joined by three true experts today. One of the most distinguished panels I have seen in my time in the United States Congress, which is only about 12 years. One of the leading AI companies, which was founded with the goal of developing AI that is helpful, honest, and harmless. A researcher whose groundbreaking work led him to be recognized as one of the godfathers of AI, and a computer science professor whose publications and testimony on the ethics of AI have shaped regulatory efforts like the EU AI Act. So welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for being here. I turn to the ranking member, Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of our witnesses for being here. I want to start by thanking the chairman, Senator Blumenthal, for his terrific work on these hearings. It's been a privilege.
And a shorty would love to welcome everybody to the Matrix.
To get to work with him. These have been incredibly substantive hearings. I'm really looking forward to hearing from each of you today. I want to thank his staff for their terrific work. It takes a lot of effort to put together hearings of these substance. And I want to thank Senator Blumenthal for being willing to do something about this problem. As he alluded to a moment ago, he and I a few weeks ago introduced the first bipartisan bill to put safeguards around AI development. The first bill to be introduced in the United States Senate, which will protect the right of Americans.
A few weeks ago, when was this? When was this hearing? Hey, show me the date. Usually y'all have the dates on these things. So as y'all can see, yep, there's been distractions around us. Where's the date? Because this meeting was around the same time. I don't want to hit back to start the video over. So I'm going to have to get the date in a minute. I'm going to get the date when I hit back. But it's 2023. This meeting was maybe a month or two ago, probably 3, 4, 5. Not, listen, we'll find out in a minute.
To vindicate their privacy, their personal safety, and their interests in court against any company that would develop or deploy AI. This is an absolutely critical foundational right. You can give Americans paper rights, parchment rights, as our founder said, all you want. If they can't get into court to enforce them, they don't mean anything. And so I think it's significant that our first bipartisan effort is to guarantee that every American will have the right to vindicate their rights, their interests, their privacy, their data protection, their kids' safety in court. And I look forward to more to come with Senator Blumenthal and with other members who I know are interested in this. I think that for my part, I have expressed my own sense of what our priorities ought to be when it comes to legislation. It's very simple: workers, kids, consumers, and national security. As AI develops, we've got to make sure that we have safeguards in place that will ensure this new technology is actually good for the American people. I'm confident.
Y'all see all the safeguards they got to put into place, though? But like the mill ticket said earlier in the chat, what happens when they go rogue?
It'll be good for the companies. I have no doubt about that. The biggest companies in the world who currently make money hand over fist in this country and benefit from our laws, I know they'll be great. Google, Microsoft, Meta, many of whom have invested in the companies we're going to talk to today, and we'll get into that a little bit more in just a minute. But I'm confident they're going to do great. What I'm less confident of is that the American people are going to do all right. So I'm less interested in the corporation's profitability. In fact,
You see what I said? Is how about us? What's going to happen to the 9-to-5s? What's going to happen? That's the biggest question.
not interested in that at all. I'm interested in protecting the rights of American workers and American families and American consumers against these massive companies that threaten to become a total law unto themselves. Imagine, you want to talk about a dystopia? Imagine a world in which AI is controlled by one or two or three corporations that are basically governments unto themselves, and then the United States government and foreign entities. Talk about a massive accretion of power from the people to the powerful. That is the true nightmare. And for my money, that is what this body has got to prevent. We want to see technology developed in a way that actually benefits the people, the workers, the kids, and the families of this country. And I think the real question before Congress is, will Congress actually do anything? As Senator Blumenthal, I think, put his finger on it precisely. I mean, look at...
Like I told y'all, difference between the committees, the senators, and Congress. This is a Senate. These are all senators. The meeting, the trial that we saw on part 2 and part 3, those were committee members. These are senators.
What this Congress did or did not do with regard to these very same companies, these same behemoth companies when it came to social media. It's all the same players, let's be honest. We're talking about the same people and AI as we were in social media. It's Google, again, it's Microsoft, it's Meta, it's all the same people. And what I notice is in my short time in the Senate, there's a lot of talk about doing something about big tech and absolutely zero movement to actually put meaningful legislation on the floor of the United States Senate and do something about it. So I think the real question is, will the Senate actually act? Will the leadership in both parties, will it actually be willing to act? We've had a lot of talk, but now is the time for action. And I think if the urgency of the new generative AI technology does not make that clear to folks, then you'll never be convinced. And to me, that really defines the urgent needs of this moment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm going to turn to Senator Klobuchar in case she has some remarks. So,
thank you. A woman of action, I hope, Senator Hawley.
definitely a woman of action and someone who has invested a lot of time.
Yes. Well, I just want to thank both of you for doing this. I mostly just want to hear from the witnesses. I do agree with both Senator Blumenthal and Senator Hawley. This is the moment. And the fact that this has been bipartisan so far in the work that Senator Schumer, Senator Young are doing, the work that is going on in this subcommittee with the two of you, and the work Senator Hawley and I are also engaged in on some of the other issues related to this. I actually think that if we don't act soon, we could decay into not just partisanship, but in inaction. And the point that Senator Hawley just made is right. We didn't get ahead of the Congress didn't get ahead of with Section 230 and the like, and some of the things that were done for maybe good reasons at the time, and then didn't do anything. And now you've got kids getting addicted to fentanyl, and you've got off that they get online. You've got privacy issues. You've got kids being exposed to content they shouldn't see. You've got small businesses that have been put.
Now y'all see how everything goes hand in hand. It's crazy, right? But this right here has been proven everything that I've been saying. And for those of y'all that be like, yo, Shorty, you was crazy. Hey, it's right there. I want to thank everybody that's showing support to a Shorty that, listen, that's been here, that's rocking out. Because y'all don't got to be here, but y'all rocking out with a Shorty. And we're just here, like I said, we're here to bring the news and to bring awareness. Y'all more than welcome. Like, listen, let's keep talking about it. So I'm going to let this play for a little, I would say like another 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna end the live, and I'll see y'all on part 6. I might do it tonight. I might do it tomorrow. So let's see how this works out.
Push down search engines and the like. And I still think we can fix some of that. But this is certainly a moment to engage. And I'm actually really excited about what we can get done, the potential for good here, but what we can do to put in guardrails and have an American way of putting things in place and not just defer to the rest of the world, which is what's starting to happen on some of the other topics I raised. So I'm particularly interested.
While I'm here, I want to take a minute. I want to give a shout out to the Milk Ticket. I want to give a shout out to the Word. I want to give a shout out to Nate the Great Podcast. Shout out to everybody else that brings awareness when it comes to the kids and much more. Listen, don't stop. Keep doing what y'all doing. Like, I want to give a shout out to everybody out here, every blogger, every YouTuber, anybody that sits here and exposes the truth and doesn't give up. That is here because they just want to bring awareness. Like, we got to give these people their roses now while they're alive, because once they're gone, how can we let them know that we really appreciate them and we're grateful for everything that they're done? Shout out to all the women out here that, bringing awareness, that are not falling for the bullshit and much more. Like, we have to give them roses while they're still alive, because there's a lot of men out here, whether you believe it or not, that do care about the kids and are bringing awareness. That's the part, we're in an era where you would think that you would have a lot more women. But right now, the women are so divided and beefing with each other that I really don't understand what the hell is going on. The pandemic knocked these bitches on their head.
Which is not as much our focus today on the election side and democracy, and making sure that we do not have these ads that aren't the real people. I don't care what political party people are with, that we give voters the information they need to make a decision, and that we are able to protect our democracy. And there's some good work being done on that front. So thank you.
Let me introduce the witnesses and seize this moment to let you have the floor. We're going to be joined by Dario Amodei, who is the CEO of Anthropic, an AI safety and research company. It's a public benefit corporation dedicated to building steerable AI systems that people can rely on and generating research about the opportunities and risks of AI. Anthropic's AI assistant, Claude, is based on its research into training helpful, honest, and harmless AI systems. Joshua Bengio is a worldwide recognized.
Okay, so I thought he was about to start speaking. Blessings, young Riaz. Blessings. How you doing?
Hey, I'm okay, Rachel, and yeah, pretty much after listening to what I've listened to from all the different parts, though, it's yes, there's benefits, yeah, but at the same time, no, our rights can be taken away. It'll be more stricter basically more stricter censorship, and basically it's not the same experience though compared to us basically, because we as humans, we know what we think, we feel everything now. Even though we don't know each other, we know as humans how we act, and the AI will not understand that. We're logical. The AI is not. It's just a machine, and we're the ones that create it. So basically, in a way, who's gonna keep it running when we don't have that?
That's a fact. Hold on 1 second, young Riaz. Go ahead, keep talking. Let me check the door.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much a bad idea anyway. Because if we allow it to keep going, though, then there'll be a post-apocalyptic war that will happen soon if we continue to allow it, though. You know, we've heard if we allow AI unmonitored and unchecked, it can probably, lead to a war where it'll be post-apocalyptic soon. So every film that kind of does that, there's some truth in it.
Yeah, I'm back. That's a fact. And that's a fact. Like I said earlier, I said before on the past lives, it benefit us in certain situations, but it's not going to benefit us the way they think they want it to benefit us. It's too many, how can I say, it's too many flaws to this. Like it's too much to it. Like, and then what they want to bring these AIs for, listen, I'm not with the whole thing the way they want it. So I believe it helps the medical field. I will believe it helps us when it comes to our music, our movies, everything else. But not having a robot in your home, not having a robot as a friend, like
Yeah, I agree with you, but the music there, I don't think so. Yes, it'll be helpful in writing music, but basically, if we allow AI in the music thing as well, basically they can claim the copyright and everything. So everything original that a human made, AI can take that, and someone else can copy that, and someone else can hack it, copy it, and take it for themselves. So they're basically stealing in and out music and stuff, something that, that
mhm.
is not good. So
Yeah,
it can be used for crime as well.
exactly. A whole robot. These robots can imitate your voice. Like they get like it's to the point already. Y'all seen it. My bad, young Riaz, but like they got these sex robots out, and these are the ones that first came out. Now they came out how long ago? It's been already what they've been out since 2017, probably it's 2016, and they look like they're real. So imagine having, like I said, imagine they trying to get to the point where they transfer supposedly allegedly the human conscious. You see where I'm coming from? I'm gonna put it like this: my baby pops is dead. You see where I'm coming from? The father of my first two kids. Like I don't know how I would feel to like, damn, I haven't seen him after 10 years. I don't know what would cross through my mind if I sat here and I actually agreed to, you know, bringing a metal thing back, into my house that has the skin that looks like him, probably his voice. To me, it would be very awkward. You want to know why? Because it's not the same. His touch would
Hmm.
have been different. His voice would have been different. His caress would have been different. His tone towards me would have been different. His way of behavior would have been different. His observation would have been different. Now we're talking about a robot that has no heart, that has no soul, that has no mind of its own, that is programmed. That everything that is saying to you has been inputted into it. So, like, make it make sense to me. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's also exploitative as well, basically in music as well. So if we allow AI to keep going as it is, someone else can use the AI, recreate, a deceased artist and make money off it or
They
something like
they
that. So
already
that's
they already doing
exploitative.
it. They're already
I
doing it. You
know.
see the holograms. You see people. Listen, I can sit here and make a beat and put an artist behind my beat right with me. I mean, not a beat, my bad. I can sit here and make a music, get a beat, put it right behind it, and get the voice of any artist that I choose. As long as I pay for the license, I'm gonna do it the right way, the legal way. You see where I'm coming from? I'm gonna get that because
Hmm.
some of them sell their voices. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Some of them do, and I can get that in my background. I can make it look like I was with this artist, but in reality, I was never there with this artist.
Yes, correct.
Look
Some
at the
things
Biggie
is
music. Look at
not
the
worth
Tupac
it.
music. It's out here. We're in that era. Like for people that have not realized it yet are asleep, and I don't know why. Some live in the metaverse for real, so they don't care about what is going on in the real world. And that's a fact. That's why, as you can see here on this hearing, they were talking about how it's affecting our children. And it's really affecting our children. Like I could say this because I've been through it from experience. My son was almost a runaway listening to these people in these chat rooms. And it's crazy because I've been there. I've talked to him. But you know why it was so easy to influence him? And I said it. I'm not exception from anybody. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm trying to say, that I'm not an exception. I go through it. I have a normal life like everybody. I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be better than anybody. My kids ain't angels, but it's up to me to make sure that I raise them right, that I give them morals, that I give them respect, that I teach them how to come out there and, handle themselves, behave themselves, how to bring themselves around other people. If I don't teach them none of that, now I'm going to have a ratchet ass kid on these streets that somebody's going to be complaining about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make it make sense. It's going to affect. Look at how easy it is for these predators to get to our kids. Not just mine, not just yours, not just theirs. And for those out there that be, it's not my kid, is not my kid, guess what? It doesn't, listen, just because it happened to this one doesn't mean that the devil won't be knocking at your door tomorrow. Because that's how they do it. They're using technology. They've been using technology. Now they're using more of the encrypted codes and everything to send the messages, which means that even if we got our emails linked to our kids' emails, sometimes we're not going to be able to read the message they're sending. Why? Because it's encrypted. Only the sender and the receiver could read what is being sent.
Yeah, and also the VPN services as well. So like NordVPN, ExpressVPN, all that. So pretty much the VPNs as well is pretty much used as well. Them people use VPNs, so they're probably, when they use their VPN, they can pretty much, switch the IP address so then you won't be able to track it. No one will be able to track it. It's just basically you're in one country and you use another country's IP address. So anything blocked or
You have to
anything
know.
banned, you can use it.
Yep, but you have to know about that. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that or know about that, you're asked out. So that's why you heard, I don't know if you was paying attention, you heard Sophia Stewart say it on the interview without the video I was playing before I played this video. She said it. The government loves using the nerds, the people that understand the coding, that understand all that stuff. They love using them. There's a saying out here. I don't know if anybody that's in the chat or when they catch the replay, there's a saying out there that goes, the government loves to cheat you, but you can't cheat them. So it's just crazy. So we just know about all the stuff that's happening. A lot of people just choose to ignore it. I guess some people are just welcoming it, like they don't care because it's like some people have these people that really don't care, don't even got kids, and half of the ones that do got kids don't even care about themselves. You want to know why I'm saying it? Because if someone's willing to kill their own child, they don't love themselves. Because as a mother,
Yeah.
a mother, I could never kill my child. And that's what we're seeing now for the past couple of years. And we're seeing it and it's rising more and more. Is a mother killing her own child or a father killing his own child, a daughter or a son killing their own parents? For some reason, whatever the reason it is, but it's happening more and more. You're seeing so much incest happening that it's not even a joke too. So this world, listen, will this benefit? Not in the way that a lot of people is thinking. Because if we're already losing our kids now to this, imagine how many more we're going to lose when it's completely out, because it's here. Everybody's, oh, I'm waiting for it to start. Well, guess what? You're late. What happened? You still in that dream?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and also though as well, it'll be also if it falls into the wrong hands, not just government hands, but any wrong hands in illegal street gangs as well. Pretty much though, they can use that as a crime as well. So pretty much AI is also gonna be used as a new way of committing crime as well.
That's a fact.
So
How many people watch The Militia Man? I don't know how many people watch The Militia Man, but if you haven't watched The Militia Man, go watch it. We're living it right now. The Militia Man is a real good movie. I suggest a lot of people to go watch that because that's what we're living right now. The Militia Man, Terminator, and Matrix. We're in the Matrix. We're right in the middle of the goddamn Matrix, and a lot of us don't notice. But let's keep listening to this, and I would love to hear people's comments. Thank you, Young Rios, because you know what's crazy? You've been doing your research, because everything you just said is nothing but facts.
you're welcome.
Leading expert in artificial intelligence. He is known for his conceptual and engineering breakthroughs in artificial neural networks and deep learning. He pioneered many of the discoveries and advances that led us to this point today. And he's a full professor in the Department of Computer Science and Operations Research at the University of Montreal, and the founder and scientific director of MILA, Quebec Artificial Intelligence Institute, one of the largest academic institutes in deep learning and one of the 3 federally funded centers of excellence in AI research and innovation in Canada. With apologies, I'm not going to repeat all the awards and recognitions that you've received because it would probably take the rest of the afternoon. We're also honored to be joined by Stuart Russell. He received his BA with first-class honors in physics from Oxford University in 1982 and his PhD in computer science from Stanford, 1986. He then joined the faculty of the University of California at Berkeley, where he was professor and formerly chair of electrical engineering and computer sciences, and the holder of the Smith Zeta Chair in Engineering, director of the Center for Human Compatible AI, and director of the Kavli Center for Ethics, Science, and the Public. He's also served as an adjunct professor of neurological surgery at UC San Francisco. Again, many honors and recognitions all of you have received. In accordance with the custom of our committee, I'm going to ask you to stand and take an oath. You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. Mr. Amadei, we'll begin with you.
Excuse me. Chairman Blumenthal, Ranking Member Hawley, and members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to discuss the risks and oversight of AI with you. Anthropic is a public benefit corporation that aims to lead by example in developing and publishing techniques to make AI systems safer and more controllable, and by deploying these safety techniques in state-of-the-art models. Research conducted by Anthropic includes constitutional AI, a method for training AI systems to behave according to an explicit set of principles, early work on red teaming or adversarial testing of AI systems to uncover bad behavior, and foundational work in AI interpretability, the science of trying to understand why AI systems behave the way they do. This month, after extensive testing, we were proud to launch our AI model, Claude 2, for US users. Claude 2 puts many of these safety improvements into practice. While we're the first to admit that our measures are still far from perfect, we believe they're an important step forward in a race to the top on safety. We hope we can inspire other researchers and companies to do even better. AI will help our country accelerate progress in medical research, education, and many other areas. As you said in your opening remarks, the benefits are great. I would not have founded Anthropic if I did not believe AI's benefits could outweigh its risks. However, it is very critical that we address the risks. My written testimony covers 3 categories of risks: short-term risks that we face right now, such as bias, privacy, misinformation; medium-term risks related to misuse of AI systems as they become better at science and engineering tasks; and long-term risks related to whether models might threaten humanity as they become truly autonomous, which you also mentioned in your open testimony. In these short remarks, I want to focus on the medium-term risks, which present an alarming combination of imminence and severity. Specifically, Anthropic is concerned that AI could empower a much larger set of actors to misuse biology. Over the last 6 months, Anthropic, in collaboration with world-class biosecurity experts, has conducted an intensive study of the potential for AI to contribute to the misuse of biology. Today, certain steps in bioweapons production involve knowledge that can't be found on Google or in textbooks and requires a high level of specialized.
Oh snap! My bad. Y'all can't even hear me. I hate that when I have to mute the mic. My bad. My bad. I'm gonna have to pause it right here because I am starting to get a little caught up right now. I'm getting a little busy, so I'm gonna leave it right here for part 6. I'm gonna finish playing the rest of this along with 2 videos that Letitia gave me. So I haven't reacted to it. I have the articles right here. Let me finish downloading because let me find the link. She has it here. Oh, I'm on StreamYard. That's why. Shit. I have to get her link from right here. So I'm gonna be reacting to them 2 young Riaz. You got the floor. You can give your opinion, speak your mind, say what you think, and much more. And then if nobody else is hopping on, I'm end the live with us.
Okay. So pretty much, so what it was, it's creepy. It's creepy because they make it so realistic in a way that's so creepy. It's too creepy, that's why. And yeah, everything else that's being said is already been said. So yeah.
All right. Let me see if anybody else got something to say. All right, it's all the way up there. I gotta make it to where so it's before the mail ticket popped up. All right. I'm just trying to find that link to Letitia because I didn't get a chance to upload that one. Because once I end it. Oh, okay, I see it. This is how to cancel. Okay, I might as well talk about it. I think I'm gonna do a regular reaction to that. All right, so I have a video that Letitia sent me, and it's called "These Robots Were Trained." These robots were trained on AI. They became racist and sexist. So on part 6, we're going to finish the rest of this trial, and we're gonna read the article on these robots. I don't know if it has a video. It might have a video, but we'll find out when I do part 6. So I might do part 6 tonight. I might do it tomorrow. So we'll see. I want to appreciate everybody that has hopped on the panel. Everybody that has came on today that has showed the shorty support, that is showing the shorty support, that is rocking out with a shorty, that has rocked out with a shorty. I want to thank young Riaz for hopping on the panel and speaking his mind and giving his opinion, because everybody has an opinion and you're not wrong for your opinion. So it's up to us. Let's talk about it. And I gotta end the live right here because my daughter's getting anxious and everybody's starting to come in. So thank you all.